it's Cheryl with Small Kitchen Small Talk. And for those of you, oh, this thing lays funny, who are not familiar with the show, this would obviously not be a small kitchen. It's my husband's kitchen. Mine is a small kitchen in the city, which I will get back to shortly, but not for a while yet. So luckily I'm here in this much larger kitchen for the time being. If you really want to catch up, you have to like look at former episodes. It's getting to take too much away from the time I have to backtrack, but you get the idea. So I had started by saying the other day that I talk about I guess we're off the subject, the glasses and wardrobe, but to say that what happened was I started to speak about Lizzie and her circumstances, about how it's more important to be good with your family, because your family is your family. You can't trade them in. That's the one you got. So you should, if you can't learn to make peace with your family, how are you going to learn to make peace with other people in the world? Because the world is made up of all kinds, not the ones that you grew up with, right? So you have to really learn to make peace with all kinds of people, because that's how the expression goes, keep the peace. And you know, it's better for your soul to do that, and there's yours, everybody's. And so yes, it is what I recommend. I may not be a pro at it, but I do try, and I tend to get a little hysterical when people step over my lines. I've got distinct lines. Like, I like people to mind their own business, which apparently I don't actually do myself, and I don't like to be a hypocrite, but sometimes people like lose their way, they lose focus, and you know, it's a good friend who will tell them. Like, if you have a friend who has BO, I mean, what kind of friend would you be to not tell them? I mean, it should come from you, and in a nice way. It's really all in the delivery. It's how you say something that matters. It's not actually what you say, but sometimes it is what you say, but it is how you say it that really makes the difference on how it's received. So remember that they have a heart and a soul too, and a mind that you have to contend with. So I had been talking about Mother's Day coming up, and it's a dilemma. You know, as a mother, I do know that I really don't want my children to do anything other than remember they have a mother who's still around and still loves them to death, and that they should honor me, you know, with a card is always nice, and flowers is beautiful, and you know, the calls are the most important, and the I love yous, and if you're around, take me out for lunch. That's always nice. So you take, you know, it's like, I hate to make the comparison to taking the dog out, but yeah, you get older, it's like, you know, my husband, when I met him, he's like, you can't teach an old dog new tricks, and I was like, well, dumb dog, because a smart dog learns new tricks, so that would just mean you're dumb, right? And you're not dumb, so you should learn a thing or two. And the same thing with the kids about your mother. I mean, you take her out because she's not a dumb dog, you know, right? You take her out. She knows the difference. You take her out. Okay. So, and if you don't have the money, you come and you have a cup of coffee in the house, which is always lovely, and you have a heart-to-heart chat like we do here in Small Kitchen Small Talk. And maybe I do this because I miss my kids. Maybe you're like my kids, and I try to treat you the same way. I try to give you the same heartfelt advice I give for them. I mean, if I give this advice to my own children and I'm sharing that with you, obviously it's not hypocrisy. I'm doing what I say, right? My words are not just cheap talk, right? They are putting those words into action. They mean something. So as somebody once told me, and yes, he was a psychiatrist, but he was a friend, not my psychiatrist, like a professional. He told me that he was gonna, what was the phrase he used to use? It wasn't like fix me. It was, he had a phrase I thought it was really endearing and cute. Straighten me out, you know, keep me on the straight and narrow in terms of where my thinking was off. And I hope that I'm doing that for you, because when somebody does something good in your life, the best thing you can do is share that goodness with other people, which is actually what I try to do in my channel here, my platform. So hopefully you appreciate that and the good motherly advice that I tried to give you. So I had said that this office mate was having a difficulty because her children weren't necessarily children that were, I'm sure that they're lovely kids. I've met them, extreme, and she's a lovely person too. I think that the problem is that maybe she doesn't tell them what to do like parents should, because one parent is taking the authoritative role and the other parent is getting backseated, probably because she's the female. And she needs to point out that she's a breadwinner in the household too, and that household is indeed supported by her, maybe not as much as him, but in large part by her own effort, and she is deserving of respect and has value to this family, clearly, and because they value her, and they clearly do. That is why you do things to help it. You work as a team, and it's not an unfair trade where one person is doing everything or limited capacity, and the other people get loaded up on because they're more good natured to do more. That's not right. Everybody gets chores and everybody helps, and sometimes the good natured side of you says if you see somebody struggling to do their chore, then you kick in and you help them, because that's what love is, and you share that love with your family. And so when your mother takes to digging holes in the ground and doing all these hard things that we do sometimes, it's really lovely when the children opt to come in and help get those chores done. So maybe in that approach, her strapping boys will see the logic and the good sensibility, and love her and show her the love and help her do the thing that is really required in that household, which is they need that fence. They need to put in that fence, and you help do things that are needed. This is not wanted. This is truly needed. So now that I'm off topic, because it's really not my place to meddle in somebody else's affairs, I will get back to Mother's Day, and I had the dilemma, what can I do for my mother? And so I was saying that the quirks are what you remember. So this is a shout out to my own mother for Mother's Day, who may watch the video, but I think I'll do it tomorrow, because I kind of went off on this other subject today. And yeah, it's a better one for tomorrow, because she deserves a video to her own. So, oops, and this shirt is really annoying me. It's pretty, but these things, they don't weight right. And I will probably, well, you're not going to see it again anyway, but I rarely wear it. So anyway, I'm out of time. I'm going to say ta-ta for now. I love that phrase. I love those years. And just to say, like me, like you, and in this case, it was about love, showing the love. So see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.